This current fixation with becoming super skinny is pushing many young people's health and bodies into the danger zone. Meanwhile, millions of us are getting bigger and bigger as we literally gorge ourselves to death. Our warped relationship with food and weight is getting out of control, and it's time to think again. This is the man who'll be making us get real with our weight. Dr. Christian Jessen will be fattening up the super skinny.
I can't eat anymore.
Shrinking the supersized.
That's not lunch, what I've just said.
And forcing them to confront the damage their diets are doing.
We have got to get on top of this problem because, quite honestly, you are a ticking time bomb.
Journalist Anna Richardson investigates the nip and tuck route to weight loss with disastrous results.
Bad arm, good arm, fat arm, thin arm.
And fat-busting guru Gillian McKeith is on a mission to reduce the nation's rears.
Turn around and let's see if we can tame those bums!
Welcome to Supersize versus Super Skinny. Each week, we're putting a seriously underweight person into this feeding clinic, where they will take part in an extreme diet swap. After a week, they'll be sent home with a healthy eating plan. Then, 3 months later, they'll return for a final weigh-in. But the most extreme element in this unique experiment is they'll be joined in the clinic by an oversized opposite. Supersize and Super Skinny will encourage each other to abandon their dangerous eating habits. Navigating them both through the swap is Dr. Christian Jessen.
This is going to be a shock to the system, but I want them to help each other realise that their diets are just too extreme and there's a much healthier middle ground.
Fussiest of faddy dieters, Yasmin Smith, is a super skinny whose dangerously restricted eating habits have turned her into a bag of bones.
I just feel like I look too thin. I look in the mirror and I just see bones. You'd get an obese person wearing jumpers and jackets to cover, the obesity up. I do the same, but to cover, my thinness up.
So now it's time to work out the size of Yasmin's problem.
Okay, climb up on the scales. Let's see exactly what you are today. 109.
That's just 7 stone, 11 pounds. Nearly a stone and a half under what she should be.
I mean, your weight to height will give you a BMI of about 17.
Yeah.
Okay, which is really quite underweight. I mean, ideally, I'd like you between 20, 25, something like that.
Okay.
So you've got a little way to go.
Since Yasmin was diagnosed with a lactose intolerance 2 years ago, she's got so fussy about what she eats, nearly every type of food has been off the menu.
I've been on a lactose-free, wheat-free, preservative-free, additive-free, everything-free diet for the last 2 years.
As well as dairy foods like milk, cheese and yoghurt. Anything with wheat in it, like bread and pasta, is a complete no-no. She also won't touch anything processed or packaged, which just leaves her to fill up on fruit and salad. End result? She's completely undernourished.
Now I just feel like I'm running on empty, like a car.
Yasmin's diet is so extreme that her family and friends are starting to become concerned.
With my son, when we're messing around or just playing rough, everyone's quite scared of me being snapped or hurting.
It's very, very, very bony. We don't have any fat on her. He needs to eat steak fat.
Yasmin's going to need big help, and here it comes, in the form of a major shock tactic. Derbyshire diet dodger Daryl Watson has got just 5 days to get her to fall in love with food again. And by living off Yasmin's restricted diet for a few days, Daryl can start gaining control of his own weight problem. Daryl has a diet with one golden rule.
Basically, if I want something, I'll have it.
And he sticks to it, whether it be enormous breakfasts, lunches and dinners, all washed down with can after can of Diet Coke, or the sackloads of snack foods he demolishes in the hours in between. These two are at the opposite end of the scale when it comes to dangerously extreme eating. And the results are showing. At 66 inches, Daryl's waist is almost 3 times wider than Yasmin's tiny 24 inches. By swapping diets, they will shock each other into confronting their eating issues and changing their dangerous habits.
How do you feel about your weight now?
I find it hard to do what I was doing before. You know, just standing up and getting around is a lot harder than it used to be.
You find it tiring?
Well, lumping 33 stone is not an easy job.
Lugging around only a fraction of that weight, super skinny Yasmin can't understand why people let themselves pile on the pounds.
If I saw somebody that was really obese, I'd think, God, do you know what you're doing to yourself? Do you know what you're putting in your body? Do you know the poisons and the artificial rubbish that's in your body?
It's time for Yasmin to come face to face with her fears.
Yasmin? Daryl?
Hi.
Come and meet each other.
Hello.
Daryl weighs 33 stone.
Yeah.
Daryl, this is Yasmin.
Okay.
She weighs 7.5 stone.
Right.
This means that we could fit 4 of her into you. Daryl, have a feel of Yasmin's arm.
Right. Yeah.
Tell me what you think.
Bone.
Bone?
Yeah.
Any
very
flesh?
thin, not a lot.
What about this? Look at all this. It's quite hairy, isn't it?
Yeah.
And this is really common in underweight people. They often grow extra hair because they have such low metabolisms. They're cold, and our hands are really cold.
To demonstrate precisely what they'll be eating, Christian's going to show them both what their week's worth of food looks like, starting with Yasmin's breakfast.
Rice cakes. Fruit. Strawberries. Nothing wrong with that. Right. Lunch. Let's have a look. What's that? Kebabi meaty things. Some chicken legs. Some avocados. This is all good, healthy stuff. I can't complain. What's this coming through?
Smoothies.
Smoothies. And then we go to dinner, yeah? What's this? Chicken, I think. Chicken
again.
breasts?
Yeah.
Rice pasta. What's that? More meat?
Steak, probably.
Steaks?
Yeah.
Some carrots?
Yeah.
Bananas? This is dessert, is it now? What else have we got? That's a lot. What's the first thing that you would say there?
Not much.
It's not a lot, is it?
An average woman should be eating around 2,000 calories a day, but Yasmin's only getting through around 1,300. She's missing out on around 2.5 days of food each week. Supersizing her diet with Daryl's fat-filled meals will put a stop to that for the time being.
So, Daryl, now in an average week for you, this is what you eat. What are these sandwiches here that you have?
Cheese, ham.
So this is breakfast food as well.
Toasties.
This is what you'd have snacking mid-morning time, okay? Crisps, fried food, saturated fat. We move on to lunch. More sandwiches, burgers. What's that? A roast chicken, pizzas, more pizzas. Probably about half of this is made up of fat, okay?
A typical man should be putting away 2,500 calories a day, but Daryl's consuming 6,200. That's an overeat of a staggering 10 days worth of food every week. Coming up, Yasmin finds Daryl's diet hard to swallow.
Can you put my hands? I'm actually shaking. I haven't felt like this for a long time.
Anna Richardson tries to shift a few pounds with a colonic massage.
I have just done the biggest poo known to mankind. Gillian McKeith would be proud of me.
Bam, big bum! And yes, she's back. And this time it's Big Mouth versus Big Bottoms.
Turn around and let's see if we can tame those pounds.
Oh no, I'm not so sure we can.
What is that? It's a big bum.
We're a nation of big fat bums. The biggest in Europe, in fact, so I'm on a campaign to slim them down.
You know you want your bottoms in shape. I'm here to help you.
I see you, baby. Shaking that ass. I'm travelling the length and breadth of Britain to see how big bums really are.
So I'm here to ban big bums.
And get some of the biggest culprits to try out some of the methods that claim to reduce your rears.
Is yours toned? Not really, no. Let's take a look. Not much tone in there, is there? It's a 54-inch bottom. Well, I think it could do with being just a bit less.
Our nationwide survey has revealed the average British backside measures an ample 40.5 inches. So it's time to get to work. From Portsmouth to York and Cardiff to Coventry, my countrywide crusade has drummed up over 100 big-bummed recruits. Time to inspect the troops.
Ladies, ladies, ladies! You've all got big bums and I'm having a crackdown on them. Turn around and let's see if we can tame those bums.
Oh no, I'm not so sure we can.
Tonight, I'm tackling the Lady Godivas of Coventry. Though looking at these ladies, they'd need a shire horse to go riding naked through the streets of the city.
I've heard there is a big problem in Coventry. Planet-sized posteriors with moon craters.
Before giving them their mission of testing a touche toning technique, I need to take down their particulars.
It's a 45-inch bomb.
At an average of 42 inches, this lot are 1.5 inches above the national average at a total of 417. They're just about the same size as a dump truck.
Give it a press and tell me if it's toned. It's always a bit wobbly.
It's wobbly.
In fact, you know, it's funny, the left side wobbles more than the right.
I'll be hauling my ass to Coventry later in the show and unwrapping a butt-busting gift for these girls to test.
Superskinny Yasmin is eating less than a third of what she should be and weighs in at just 7 stone 11. With her body screaming out for more food, she has checked herself into our feeding clinic. She hopes that by chowing down on Supersize Daryl's high-calorie snacks and meals, she'll start piling on the pounds. It's day 1 of the diet swap, and breakfast time brings Yasmin's first big food challenge, Daryl's usual fatty fry-up.
It'll be alright. Great English breakfast. Oh my God.
It is great, actually, minus that and that. So it's fine.
Snackaholic Daryl will have to survive the whole morning on 4 rice cakes.
Okay, I'll give it a go. It's not going to catch on in the morning at home.
But it's Yasmin who's really struggling. Daryl's favourite fried black pudding is really making her stomach turn.
It's not the taste, it's the idea of what's in my mouth. I'm not one for black pudding. It's blood. It's gross.
And lunch isn't any easier for Yasmin, whether it be the wheat and additive-rich contents of a pot noodle or the greasy peanut butter sandwich Daryl always has with it. It's quite a change from her normal midday meal of a fruit smoothie.
Go for it. Not got a nut allergy, have you?
I love peanuts, but I don't think I could finish all of that physically. I mean, my stomach's not that size. All of the, the pot noodle and the amount of everything together with the sandwiches and the crisps, I was quite shocked by, because I've never, known anyone that could eat all of that together other than now, Daryl, obviously.
That's not lunch, what I've just had. It's just fruit, sort of pureed. That's like a small snack sort of thing.
Up until now, small snacks haven't featured in Daryl's vocabulary. He's struggled with his weight since childhood, but in the last 10 years, his overeating has got worse.
I was 23 when I met my wife. I was around 18 and a half stone. And, I don't know, through contentment and being happy or whatever, started to put it on.
Daryl's attempts to lose weight and exercise have provoked comments that are hard for wife Tracy to stomach.
We went swimming, and there was another floor above us with glass, and people were pointing at him, and you could see lip read. How on earth can somebody get into that state? Daryl didn't see, so I didn't say anything. But that hurt me.
Come dinner time, it's Daryl who's disappointed. While he's cooking up Yasmin his favourite dinner, roast chicken and all the trimmings, she's preparing him a low-fat chicken and avocado salad.
No, it's tempting, but...
Daryl's never eaten avocado before, and it's not exactly love at first bite.
I'm not keen on that.
What, the avocado?
Really?
Is it because it's squishy, the texture?
Yeah, I don't know. Taste of it as well.
If you're trying to lose weight, you might think avocados are a complete no-no, but in fact, they're the original superfood. They've got more fibre than any other fruit, and they're full of healthy monounsaturated fats, which help protect against heart disease. They're also loaded with antioxidants to keep the immune system healthy. Yasmin's also struggling with her roast dinner.
Definitely having an effect, the stuffing with wheat in it, because I can kind of feel my stomach bubbling and I'm beginning to feel a bit sicky.
And the more she tries to eat, the worse it gets.
If you look at my hands, I'm actually shaking. But I was fine until like a couple of minutes ago. I just feel really sick. Because I haven't felt like this for a long time. This is how I was feeling when I used to eat all of this.
Reactions to eating like this are what caused Yasmin to give up most types of food.
I worked out that when I eliminated wheat, I stopped feeling so bloated. When I eliminated dairy and various other things, fast food, preservatives, I stopped getting migraines. I stopped feeling sick in the mornings all the time. And so I just kind of continued with it. Unfortunately, if you don't have those foods, you lose lots of weight.
But apart from her lactose intolerance, doctors have found no evidence of any of the other intolerances Yasmin claims to suffer from.
She's had a lot of tests over the years, and a lot of them have come back negative. I feel that doing this program is part of her own program to resolve the issues she's got, whether they be real, is in the sense of medical, or real in the sense of psychological or emotional.
Whatever reasons lie behind Yasmin's restricted diet, Dr. Jessen's concerned she's ignoring the long-term health implications.
Yasmin, come with me, because I want you to have a look at something. Do you recognise these?
Yeah.
Who is it?
Me.
Yeah? What do you think?
Well, that one especially is horrible. I hate my hands as it is, so it's
Why?
horrible. Well, they look like skeletal.
Being underweight means you have less fat, which is an important insulator in the body and helps to keep you warm. Therefore, like many skinny people, Yasmin feels the cold.
Now, this is the thing that you always point out as being the thing you really don't like about yourself, isn't it? Tell me about it.
I used to have a nice bum and it's gone.
It is flat, isn't it?
Yeah.
And your body has essentially eaten itself to get nutrients.
Yeah.
Your bum has disappeared.
Starving yourself of food results in your body eating into the muscles for energy, leaving you weak, tired and achy.
And this picture, I mean, tell me what you think of when you see that picture.
It reminds me of what you see on the news when you see, the children and in Ethiopia, all the famine and stuff, and you see all their ribs sticking out of their stomachs, and that's what it reminds me of.
And they're starving. There's no... The muscles between your ribs are going.
And there's yet more bad news. Being undernourished can lead to a lowered libido and damage your overall reproductive health.
Also, what I want you to remember is you're a woman.
Yeah.
Women are supposed to have a layer of fat.
Yeah.
You're supposed to have babies. And the other point about losing all sorts of weight is you become infertile. You stop having periods. You don't have enough energy in your body to sustain a baby growing inside you. No. It's worrying, isn't it?
Yeah.
Now that Yasmin's aware of the potential consequences of being underweight, it's time for her to get back on track with the diet swap. When it comes to snacking, though, both she and Daryl are in unfamiliar territory.
Again, these are raisins. Would you eat all of them?
I'd eat about half of that at most.
Yasmin's got to crunch her way through Daryl's less healthy and rather too generously sized portions of snacks.
So what other things do you snack on during the day?
More fruits, fresh fruit. I'd eat ready salted crisps.
Probably just the one packet.
Yeah, I'd just have the one packet. I wouldn't.
I'd have the one multi-pack.
I can't imagine sitting there for hours watching telly, eating rubbishy, stodgy crisps. Oh, I couldn't do it. Not nice.
I'm back on the campaign trail to get all of you to reduce your rears, and today I've made it to Coventry. Ban Big Bang! My platoon of saggy-ass recruits have come down to the local gym to test out one of my butt-reducing methods.
Brought you here because I want your bums looking less like blancmange and more like buns of steel. What do you think is in here?
Exotic cream.
Cream! We're obviously in a gym, but there's one piece of equipment that I don't think any of you have ever tried. Meet Wesley, ladies. He is your personal trainer for the next 4 weeks.
And this guy means serious business.
Enough for the game. Just grab a ball, get against the wall. Now, let's move it.
The irresistible combination of Trainer Wesley and a series of specially designed ass-busting exercises will hopefully get these Midlands maidens into shape.
We do the bum clinch, okay? What you do is pretend that someone's going to grab your bum. I want you to squeeze towards me. Okay, start clenching those bums.
Bum clenches work by continually tensing and flexing the gluteus maximus. That's the bum muscles to you and me. They increase muscle mass and therefore make your butt tighter.
He said he's going to fill your bums, ladies. What are you going to say about that?
Later. Or at least 30 to 50 of them.
We're going to have to work very hard to get those soft buns tightened up.
Next exercise we're going to do is called the squats.
The squats work the whole lower body, tightening the butt and the legs. Maintain your stance for the specified time and feel those thigh and bum muscles burn.
9, 8.
Where's it
7,
hurting, girls?
6, 5, 4,
Seems to me, ladies, you're working your mouth more than your bums.
At this rate, these girls are going to be hard pushed to top the National League when it comes to shifting those inches.
It started out so promising. Now, they're looking a bit miserable. They've got to do the work to get those bums in shape. I think it's going to be a struggle for these ladies.
We'll see whether these girls manage to get buns of steel later on.
I'm Anna Richardson, sometime journalist, sometime TV producer, but always a full-time serial dieter in search of the perfect body. My bingo wings are a particular bugbear of mine. I've got absolutely no waist, and I'm really putting a lot of weight on round here. Not a particularly attractive sight. I bet all the gorgeous women in these magazines don't eat a bucket full of cheesy pasta for their dinner every night. Look at this, right? Going through this magazine at the front, and there's just loads of pictures of gorgeous, skinny women, making me feel completely inadequate. Go to the back of this magazine, and there are just loads of adverts telling me how I can get that body. Bigger boobs, flatter tummy, gorgeous just got easy. And they all promise nothing less than the body beautiful. It does look like I could ditch my fat without ditching my food. Interesting. I've plumbed for a tummy tuck, but not of the surgical kind, the natural kind. A deep abdominal massage that claims to lose inches instantly. Bring it on. You guarantee
We
that
do.
you can definitely shift some inches?
Definitely.
Do you know what? Honestly, I'll believe it when I see it. Where I could really do with losing it is the waist.
Okay, and I make that about 90 centimetres.
And the hips.
About 99.
99! 99?
I've got some gorgeous paper pants here that I would like you to put on.
You are kidding.
I'm not.
Check them out. Check them out. I mean, how is that right? I'm impressed for her.
I'm just going to start the massage on your colon now.
This intensive massage works like a non-invasive colonic. It unblocks the digestive tract and gets things moving out of the body. My tummy's definitely gurgling.
Brilliant.
So something's happening. Hasn't anybody ever farted while they've been lying on the bench?
They have.
Lying in their paper pants, letting rip. I couldn't imagine anything worse. I'm hanging on to everything I've got. Would you mind just giving me my robe? Because seriously, I could do with nipping to the loo. Definitely something going on down below.
Brilliant. Great.
So I'd like to see my measurements, actually, see if I've got any thinner.
Okay, so we're at 83 centimetres.
83?
83 centimetres. And we were at 90 before. So a visible difference. Should we look at your hips now?
Yeah, I'm absolutely... Seriously, I'm gobsmacked.
Wow, 94 centimetres. It was 99 before.
That is
Excellent.
absolutely bizarre. That is bizarre. So before, it was...
Round about.
So it was there. I was
You have lost.
out there more. That is incredible.
It is.
Actually, Houston, we have a problem. I've just been to the bathroom. I've blocked the loo. I have just done the biggest poo known to mankind. Gillian McKeith would be proud of me. When Lucy said that massage was going to shift things a little bit and I had a bit of a blockage, I didn't think that she meant I was going to launch a missile the size of Mars. This quick fix inch loss is fantastic, and it's left me thinking, what are the options for a more permanent flat stomach? If I can poo out a dress size after a massage, just think what a real surgical tummy tuck could achieve. I want to know what's out there for a girl with a girth. Where better to start than London's Harley Street, the cosmetic surgery capital. The industry is booming like never before. It's currently raking in £900 million a year. Cosmetic surgeon Di Davies shows me what a nip and a tuck can achieve.
If we look at you here,
And of course what we want to do is to take your tummy and to give you a straighter abdomen like that.
Ooh, look at that.
Isn't it? If it was that easy, it would be fantastic. And that's the sort of thing, however, that should be achievable.
It does sound like my perfect solution, but for all cosmetic procedures, do your research. Check out the reputation of the clinic and the surgeon, and if possible, speak to patients who've had the same procedure done. I'm meeting Dawn Lowe, who had her tummy tuck just 3 months ago and is loving the results. Overnight?
Yes.
How many dress sizes did you go down?
I would say I went in as an 18 and come out as a 14.
That's incredible.
Absolutely incredible. I used to dream about it when I was a big girl, that I would wake up in the morning and I was thin. And that's practically what happened to me.
So as far as you're concerned, surgery has been a tremendously positive thing?
Oh, yes, definitely. It's been marvellous. It's been one of the best things I've ever done.
Well, Dawn, I've heard so much about this that I've got to be honest, I've got to see it.
I've got this little line down here, which people that haven't had babies and don't need a tummy tuck take for granted.
Look how flat your tummy is. So that is absolutely fantastic. Well, that's certainly one happy patient. But for all the good cosmetic surgery stories, there are also a few bad ones. For Kelly Hodges, a flesh-eating infection destroyed her dreams of regaining her pre-pregnancy tummy.
It's a mess.
Oh, good Lord, Kelly.
And I'm left with these horrible fat pockets here, because obviously there's no fat that's going onto my stomach.
That is so hard. What was it?
What happened was during the operation, there was too much skin that was removed, and where it was sewn back together, the skin was pulling that much that an infection set in. This is actually the night before I had the operation.
I mean, the thing is, Kelly, I think obviously you've had a couple of kids, but it's not that bad. I've seen worse.
Yeah.
On the beach.
This is it when it's between 9 and 12 inches across there.
Oh.
That's how I was walking around.
What's all the black stuff?
Dead skin.
Oh, it's absolutely sick. Seeing Kelly's horrific scars means I'll never go under the knife, but I'm still in search of other weight loss alternatives. And what promises to be a lunchtime quick fix soon turns into a nightmare. Bad arm, good arm, fat arm, thin arm. You know, I don't know what I'm going to do. Super skinny, fussy food-phobic Yasmin and 33-stone grub guzzler Daryl are swapping their dodgy diets in order to snap them out of their unhealthy eating habits.
Go, swap again.
It's time for breakfast. Daryl has rustled up a toasted ham sandwich for Yasmin, while she's prepared him melon with Parma ham, and he can't stand it.
That's horrible.
If you don't want a porky paunch, Parma ham is a good choice of cold cuts. Its wafer-thin slices and intense flavour means a little goes a long way. It's preservative-free and high in protein. No wonder the Italians have such long lifespans.
Do you know, after today, I'll never, ever eat this again.
But for now, Daryl's desperate to finish every last mouthful.
Well done.
And I know I don't like Parma ham, but I was determined to eat it because then she's got no excuse not to eat what's put in front of her.
It's dinner time, and Daryl's about to get his revenge. He's pushing Yasmin's alleged intolerances to the absolute limit with a pizza combo that's guaranteed to get her stomach somersaulting.
And can I ask, I know the prawns, and I know that's chicken, I think. What's that?
Cockles.
Do they come out in little shells, or they do, don't
They come out of a jar for me.
I definitely am not going to eat all of this.
How much do you think you're going to eat of it?
I'll keep going till I feel like I'm going to throw up.
I'll go and get the bucket.
I can't eat anymore.
With her stomach gone all Vesuvius, the pizza's proving too much for Yasmin. If she's going to overcome her fear of food, she's got to find it in herself to soldier on.
And you can do it.
moments just might find their way into my dreams tonight.
Despite the fact it's wheat-based and covered in seafood, Yasmin's determined to finally conquer her food phobias, one mouthful at a time.
I think me eating the ham this morning, you know, sort of spurred her on a bit more, because I don't think she'd have ate half of what she did tonight if I hadn't done that.
Not only am I attempting to reduce the size of the nation's rears, I'm also on a quest to see if the people of Britain know a high-calorie meal when they see one. Here at St Albans Market, the stall holders have countless lunch options to choose from, but are they picking the right ones?
Before we let this lot break for lunch, I've got 3 versions of the classic working lunch. Lift that lid. 2 ham rolls, Cornish pasty, and lift that lid. Char-grilled chicken with bacon pasta salad. The question is, which one will the market traders and their customers think is the most calorific?
Armed with my bare-chested beefcakes, I want to test if these guys know what's hot to trot when they're having their midday meal on the run.
Your job is to guess which one is the highest in calories.
The highest,
I don't think
right?
you'll have any trouble. So which lunch is the highest in calories?
Cornish pasty.
And how many calories do you think it has?
About 1,000.
1,000?
Yeah.
How much has this got? The ham rolls?
About 250, I think.
And the char-grilled chicken with the bacon pasta salad?
Maybe 200 calories.
200 calories for this one over here?
Yes.
So which one would you go for?
What do I go for? The pasty.
I'd have the Cornish pasty.
It would have to be the pasty.
You'd have the Cornish pasty?
Yeah.
Even although you think
Yes.
it's the highest in calories?
Yes.
Right then, 66 out of 100 marketeers thought that the Cornish pasty was the highest in calories. Were they right?
In actual fact, they were completely wrong. The chicken pasta salad is actually the most calorific at 740 calories. For the same amount, you could have 2 chicken Kievs, 5 large bowls of minestrone soup, or 20 cucumbers.
This one is actually the highest in calories.
No.
Yes, it is. And it's actually 740 calories.
Really?
Yeah.
Coming in at second place at 580 calories is the Cornish pasty. They don't have to be quite so fattening. And we've found 3 of the lowest calorie versions around.
Cornish pasty 580.
Really?
Wow.
The winning lunch with the lowest calorie count is the simple ham roll, coming in at 455 calories. You can do plenty to make sure this meal ticks all the right boxes. Make sure the ham is as lean as can be, hold off on the butter, and don't be tempted by extra fatty fillings.
The ham roll over here. 455.
Wow. I'm not going to start a diet.
Are you now?
Yes.
Good luck. You'll need it.
I will.
Back at the feeding clinic, it's time for Yasmin and Daryl to reflect on what they've learned from eating each other's food.
Right, guys, you're at the end of your diet swap. How did it go?
Really well. I learnt a lot.
What did you learn? Tell me.
I learnt not to fear certain foods anymore, food full stop. And I learnt that I can eat bread again.
Why were you fearing food?
Just because I put all my worries of my intolerances from lactose all in one and combined them unnecessarily.
What about you, Daryl? How did it go for you?
You know, I've learnt a lot. I mean, I've learnt that there's people at the other extreme of dieting where they eat just so little. You know, I mean, I eat too much, you know, and that's where I'm here and find that middle ground.
What would you tell Yasmin to help her on her way?
To eat, you know, to eat more stuff, to eat more of the essential stuff that you've not got in your diet.
What I've done for you both is diet plans that are essentially the same diet plans, okay? It contains the same sorts of foods, just in slightly different amounts. You're going to enjoy your food and not fear it. So you've got 12 weeks on these diet plans, and I want to see you at the end of that time looking healthier and happier you are and better weights you are, okay?
Okay.
Good stuff.
Okay.
All right.
Come in. Start our new lives and our new diet.
For the next 3 months, Yasmin and Daryl will have to manage their own eating. But has their time in the feeding clinic done enough to change their bad diet habits?
This week has been life-changing. The thing I've learnt the most is not to fear food as much as I was.
You know, how I was eating before wasn't right. It was just have what I wanted when I wanted, you know, and that's not a good way.
Yeah, I'll never eat Parma ham again.
Oh, never eat cockles.
It's been a tough week for both of them, but the hard work has only just begun. Coming up, the results of Yasmin and Daryl's final weigh-in.
Yasmin has managed to gain over.
We find out if our gym bunny has sent those rears to Coventry.
Did you get your juices flowing, or are your butts still growing?
And Anna shows what can go wrong with a bit of lunchtime lipo.
I thought that would be an absolute walk in the park. And actually, it really wasn't, and it really, really scared me. I've been investigating surgical weight loss options, and having seen what can go wrong, I've decided against the knife. I'm trying an alternative form of treatment in order to get rid of my bingo wings. It's a minimally invasive procedure called laser lipolysis, and apparently you can get it done in your lunch break. A tiny fibre optic needle melts the fat cells instead of sucking them out like traditional liposuction. It's done under local anaesthetic, and you can be in and out within 2 hours. Will I be able to wear sleeveless tops for the first time in my life?
Definitely.
So I'm saying no to the knife, but yes to the needle.
That's it. Okay. Alright. You're a very good patient.
I've chosen to have a non-adrenaline-based anaesthetic. As a result of this, the procedure unexpectedly becomes too painful.
How is it now?
There is more blood than normal, and 10 minutes in, the clinic decide to stop the procedure.
Right now I'm having a nice sugary cup of tea, and I'm just going to take a load of painkillers because it's sore, and hopefully it'll all settle down and everything will be fine.
It's now 36 hours since I had my laser lipo, and check this out. I don't know if you can see it properly. You see that? I thought that would be an absolute walk in the park, and actually it really wasn't, and it really, really scared me. So I'm now left with bad arm, good arm, fat arm, thin arm. You know, there will be thousands of women out there saying that they had smart lipo and it was an absolute dream and no problems at all, and I'm led to believe that that is normally the way. But, you know, in my case, it wasn't anybody's fault. I had a great clinic, I had a great surgeon. It went wrong. When it comes to losing weight, nip and tuck is not for me, so my search goes on to fight the flab.
The 4 weeks of bottom-burning exercise are up for my Coventry girls.
I don't want to hear you complaining, just get on with it.
But did personal trainer Wesley and his ass-busting routine succeed in toning up those tushes?
Coventry, listen up. You all had roomy rears. You've got the hunky personal trainer, you lucky girls. And the question is, did you get your juices flowing, or are your butts still growing? Show me now! Woo!
Well, they look a bit leaner. And even feel a bit firmer.
That is more tone than last time.
But in the end, it all comes down to the tail of the tape.
I started off at 42 inches and I went down to 39. I've been a bit blasé about my fitness. I'd forgotten about the benefits of doing different kinds of exercise.
Okay, I've actually lost a couple of inches, which is absolutely fantastic because I feel it's changed my shape, even though weight-wise I've put more weight on because muscle weighs heavier.
The results are in! How did it go? Well, I can tell you that the total inch loss is 14 inches! That's an average of 1.4 inches per bum.
It's a good result, but not as impressive as last week's horse riding simulators, which helped my Nottingham girls gallop ahead with a loss of 1.5 inches each. But the race isn't over yet.
12 weeks ago, Yasmin Smith was a fussy food phobic, under-eating by a staggering 2.5 days' worth of food every week.
Wow, Yasmin. How are you?
Good.
gosh, you're looking so much better.
Thank you.
See, your face is fuller and healthier.
And Yasmin's figure's looking fuller and healthier as well, as a result of following a healthy diet plan for the last 3 months.
Gosh, look at you. That is such a difference. Bigger on your legs, aren't you? And your tummy, around your hips. Boobs have definitely got bigger. I think there's a bit of a bum there now, definitely. Let's go and weigh you and see exactly.
But the proof of the pudding's in the eating. So has she piled on the pounds?
Hey, you look great.
Ages.
You look
How's it
great.
been going?
Good, good. You look fabulous.
Yasmin's reunited with diet swap partner Daryl to share the results.
Yasmin has managed to gain half a stone in just 3 months and put on 4 inches.
Have I
In fact,
really?
just over 4 inches around your tummy, which is more than I thought you ever would.
I didn't even think I'd put on...
4 inches around your tummy.
I
and your
really,
hips.
really didn't know that.
So, with half a stone weight gain and a fabulous 4 inches on her waist, Yasmin no longer looks like a bag of bones, but has a fabulous figure to die for. But has Yasmin's oversized opposite, Daryl, managed to end his overeating once and for all and feel the benefits of his healthy new diet?
You have managed to lose 4 stone 3 pounds.
No way. That's more than I thought. Yeah.
Well
Are you pleased with that?
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's more than my son weighs.
Daryl's also lost a whopping 7 inches off his waist.
I think that's fantastic. I'm so happy.
That's cool. That's great.
And you're going to keep it up
Yes.
now? Does that really encourage you?
Yeah.
When I saw Daryl, it was brilliant. You could see, you know, that he'd lost weight. I wasn't sure how much, but you could see that he was a lot healthier. He looked happier as well.
I did think that Yasmin would struggle with it, but it's brilliant. She's definitely, put on over half a stone and she looks a lot better for it.
It's brilliant. It's brilliant. It means that I can live a normal life again.
When I first met Yasmin, she was utterly convinced that she couldn't eat wide varieties of foods because of intolerances and allergies. And I think what she's learned over these 3 months is that actually these intolerances don't exist and that she can eat a lot more than she originally thought she could. That's why she's put on weight, she's looking healthier and so much happier.
If you're affected by any of the issues raised in this programme and would like more information, then log on to www.channel4.co.uk/health. Next week on Supersize vs Superskinny, Anna Richardson takes to the nursery slopes of the latest fad celebrity diets.
You know when babies do this? I know why. Can you turn on your electrical stimulator, please?
Gillian McKeith will be tormenting a gaggle of girls from Yorkshire with some bottom-clenching shock treatment. And in the mother of all food fights, carb-phobic Amy Jo squares up to Man Mountain Andy Duckworth.
I'm sorry, I'm looking at your wrist. Your lips look so tiny.
And it promises to be a bumpy ride.
Wow, that's a lot of crisps.